Hey there, how's it going? Or as we say in Sweden, tjena, hur är läget? Welcome to another questions and answers video. So last week, if you remember, I showed you how to use an E major 7 arpeggio over an E major chord and how that sounds so melodic. Right, so we have that grip. Those 4 notes create the E major 7 chord. So of course, I got a follow-up question, not surprisingly. The question was, okay, Robert, what do you do over a minor chord? And how can you use a major 7 arpeggio over a minor chord? Well, turns out it actually is pretty easy. What we're going to do is to get that minor, E minor sound in our head. Right? Different tonality here. You hear the E minor, right? So I cannot use the E major 7 arpeggio. It's going to clash big time. But what we do here is we go up 1.5 whole steps. So we're going from E to G. So if we play the G major 7 arpeggio, it's going to sound really sweet. Check this out. I take this shape, move it up 1, 2, 3 frets. 1.5 whole steps. And then E minor chord. And I play the G major 7 arpeggio. Pretty cool, right? So it's a very simple idea, right? You just play that arpeggio however you want it. You can create licks with it. You can do sweep, fast stuff if you're into that. But you just have to think about coming back on some chord tones for E minor. So I have this shape. That is the G major 7 chord. You can play it down here, of course, as well. See, each finger is 1 fret apart. And if we play it, let's play it up here. The first note is the minor 3rd for E. The next note is the perfect 5th. The next note is the minor 7th. And the top note becomes the 9, or you can view it as the 2nd as well, in terms of scale degrees for E minor. And those notes sound really sweet in relation to E minor, I think. Don't you agree? So you can use that arpeggio in different ways to get out of that scale rut, you know, running scales up and down. Use a few notes from that arpeggio and it sounds really cool. And there are a few spots that I use particularly, like this is one, of course. I'm just kind of improvising whatever comes to mind using the E minor scale, but I'm anchoring things around that arpeggio. Right? That's a good spot for it. Another good spot is when you play here. So what I'm doing here, I'm playing the same notes, but the fingering has changed. I'm starting with a hammer-on from the 11th fret to the 12th fret. So that's from the 9 to the, or the 2nd to the minor 3rd. And then with the same finger, switch strings, and then up to the E string here. And then I get the 9 again on top here. So you can do a hammer-on pull-off. I encourage you to explore where you can find the G major 7 chord. Like really, you should just look at the chord. There's different spots you can play that chord. And learn different ways of playing those notes from the chord. There are many ways you can do it. So these are 2 ways. And when you get to that top note, the 9th, you know what, just a half step above, you have a chord tone for E minor, the minor 3rd. So, and then you might want to end somewhere on E, of course, that's another strong chord tone. Right? And here, another spot that's kind of cool, that works well for playing fast stuff, is if you go up here, and I play 2 notes per string here. So I'm on the 15th and the 19th frets on the B and E string. And then I go down to 16th fret on the G string. And you can use that to come up with ideas. Can go all the way up there, of course, as well. So that's the tip for the day. Using a major 7 arpeggio 1.5 whole steps above the minor chord. It always works. You can do the same thing anywhere. If you take an A minor chord, which major 7 arpeggio would you play? You go up 3 frets, A, B flat, B, and here we have C. So a C major 7 arpeggio will work beautifully over an A minor chord. Right, we have the same great pair. This one too. And so on, you get the idea. That's the tip for the day. So if you have a question, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it in the next edition of Questions and Answers with me. All right. Cheers. Sayonara.